In the quiet town of Oak Ridge, Virginia, nestled near the sprawling Quantico Marine Base, life moved at a steady pace for most folks. The streets were lined with old oak trees, and the air carried the faint scent of pine from the nearby woods. It was a place where military families blended with civilians, and everyone knew each other's stories, or thought they did. Sarah Thompson had grown up here, the daughter of a retired Marine sergeant who had served in Vietnam. From a young age, she watched her father polish his boots and tell tales of bravery, and she knew she wanted to follow in his footsteps. Sarah was now 35, a decorated Army veteran who had served 3 tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. She stood tall at 5'8", with short-cropped brown hair and eyes that held a quiet fire. Her face bore faint scars from shrapnel, reminders of battles fought far from home. After her honorable discharge, she returned to Oak Ridge to care for her aging mother and work as a trainer at the local gym, helping young recruits prepare for boot camp. Sarah was known around town for her strength, not just physical but the kind that came from deep within. She volunteered at the Veterans Center, listened to others' pains, and rarely spoke of her own. The trouble started at the annual Veterans Day banquet held in the community hall on the edge of the base. It was a big event, with flags waving proudly and tables set with red, white, and blue decorations. Old soldiers in faded uniforms mingled with active duty personnel, sharing laughs and memories over plates of barbecue and apple pie. Sarah had been invited as a guest speaker, asked to share her experiences to inspire the younger generation. She wore her dress uniform, medals gleaming under the lights, but she felt out of place among the higher ranks. Seated at the head table was General Harlan Brooks, a burly Marine with a chest full of stars and a reputation for being tough as nails. At 68, he had commanded units in Desert Storm and was now semi-retired, often called upon for speeches that rallied the troops. He had a booming voice and a habit of dominating conversations, especially when it came to war stories. Sarah had heard of him, everyone had, but she didn't expect the night to turn sour. As the evening progressed, the MC introduced the speakers. First came a young lieutenant who talked about modern warfare, then a Navy SEAL who shared a heroic rescue. When it was Sarah's turn, she stood calmly, her voice steady as she spoke of the bonds formed in combat, the losses that haunted her dreams, and the quiet courage it took to come home. She mentioned her confirmed kills, 23 enemy combatants, in a matter-of-fact way, not to boast, but to highlight the weight of each decision. The room listened, some nodding in respect. But when she sat down, General Brooks leaned over, his face red from a few too many whiskeys. 23, huh? He said loudly, his words carrying across the table. That's cute, Sergeant. Back in my day, we didn't count 'em like participation trophies. Real Marines rack up numbers that matter. Laughter rippled from a few of his old buddies, but Sarah felt a sting in her chest. She kept her expression neutral, but inside, anger simmered. She had faced worse: bullets, bombs, the loss of friends. But this mockery in front of her peers cut deep. The general didn't stop. As dessert was served, he turned to the group, raising his glass. To the ladies in uniform, he toasted mockingly. They do their part, but let's be real, war's a man's game. Your kill count is probably from video games, am I right? More chuckles, though some faces looked uncomfortable. Sarah's hands clenched under the table. She thought of her fallen comrades, the nights she held dying soldiers, the choices she made to protect her unit. But she said nothing yet, biting back the words. The room grew tense, whispers spreading like wildfire. That night, as Sarah drove home through the dark streets of Oak Ridge, tears blurred her vision. Her mother, Ellen, waited up with a cup of tea. "How'd it go, honey?" she asked, seeing the pain in her daughter's eyes. Sarah collapsed into a chair, recounting the humiliation. "He doesn't know what I've been through, Mom. No one does." Ellen hugged her tight. "You've got more strength than he ever will. Don't let him dim your light." But the insult festered. Word spread around town. The general's jab became gossip at the diner and the base gym. Sarah felt eyes on her, pity mixed with doubt. She threw herself into her work, training harder, pushing recruits to their limits. Deep down, she knew she had to confront this, not for revenge, but for the truth. Little did she know, the general's words had awakened something in her, a resolve to uncover secrets that would change everything. As days turned to weeks, Sarah began researching quietly. She visited the veterans' archives, talked to old-timers who served with Brooks. Whispers emerged, rumors of inflated stories, missions gone wrong under his command. Sarah's journey was just beginning, a path of quiet determination that would lead to justice. But for now, the storm was gathering and Oak Ridge held its breath. Sarah woke early each morning in her modest home on Maple Street, the sun filtering through curtains her mother had sewn years ago. The house smelled of fresh coffee and memories. Photos of her father in uniform lined the walls, a constant reminder of duty and honor. After the banquet, sleep came hard. Nightmares of sandstorms and gunfire mixed with the general's mocking laugh. But Sarah rose anyway, lacing up her running shoes for a jog along the river trail. The cool air cleared her mind, and she vowed not to let one man's words define her. At the gym, Sarah trained a group of young Marines preparing for deployment. "Push through the pain," she told them, her voice firm but kind. "It's not about how many you take down, it's about coming home to your family." One recruit, a lanky kid named Tommy, pulled her aside after class. "I heard about the general, ma'am. That wasn't right." Sarah smiled faintly. "Life's full of battles, Tommy. Some are fought with words." But inside, doubt gnawed at her. Had she really earned her place? Her medals said yes, but the mockery echoed. Determined to move forward, Sarah volunteered more at the Veterans Center, a small building on the base outskirts. There, she met others like her, soldiers carrying invisible wounds. One day, an older vet named Frank, who had served in Vietnam, shared his story over coffee. "Brooks was my once," he said quietly. "Tough guy, but he cut corners, lost good men because of it." Sarah's ears perked up. "What do you mean?" Frank hesitated, then whispered. "A mission in the Gulf, he claimed kills that weren't his. Covered up a friendly fire incident." This sparked something in Sarah. She spent evenings poring over old records at the library, her mother's lamp casting a warm glow. Ellen worried. "Don't dig too deep, Sarah. Some things are best left buried." But Sarah couldn't stop. She contacted former comrades via email, piecing together fragments. One night a call came from Captain Reyes, her old unit leader. "Sarah, Brooks was investigated once, but it got buried. He had friends in high places." As winter set in, Oak Ridge dusted with snow, Sarah's resolve grew. She attended a town hall meeting where General Brooks was honored for his service. Sitting in the back, she watched him accept a plaque, his speech full of bravado. "I led men into hell and back," he boomed. "Hundreds of enemies down, that's real heroism." Sarah's stomach turned. After she approached him privately. "General, about the banquet," he cut her off with a smirk. "Still sore, Sergeant. Women like you should stick to support roles." The injustice burned. Sarah confided in her best friend, Lisa, a nurse at the base hospital. Over lunch at the local diner, amid clinking plates and chatter, Lisa said, "You've sacrificed more than most. Your tour saved lives." Sarah nodded, tears welling. "But why mock me? I just want respect." Lisa hugged her. "Earn it by exposing the truth. You're stronger than him." Sarah's journey deepened. She traveled to nearby Arlington to visit graves of fallen friends, laying flowers and whispering promises. "I'll make this right." Back home, she compiled notes, documents showing Brooks' exaggerated reports, testimonies from survivors. Emotional walls cracked. She cried in her mother's arms, releasing years of pent-up grief. "I lost so much over there, Mom, friends, pieces of myself." Ellen held her. "And you've gained wisdom. Use it." Tension built as rumors swirled. Brooks caught wind and confronted Sarah at a base event. "Stay out of my business, girl," he growled. But Sarah stood tall. "Truth has a way of coming out, sir." The room hushed, sensing the shift. Sarah's strength shone through, her emotional core unbreakable. Yet the path ahead held more pain, betrayals, revelations that would test her limits. Oak Ridge watched as the shadows of the past loomed larger, drawing Sarah into a fight for redemption. Spring brought renewal to Oak Ridge, with flowers blooming along the suburban streets and birds singing in the oaks. But for Sarah, it was a time of turmoil. Her investigation intensified, nights spent at her kitchen table with stacks of papers and a laptop glowing. She uncovered emails from Brooks' past, hinting at falsified reports. One document detailed a 1991 operation where he claimed 50 kills, but witnesses said it was half that, with civilian casualties hidden. Emotionally, Sarah struggled. Flashbacks hit hard, the boom of explosions, the cries of the wounded. She sought help from a therapist at the Veterans Center, Dr. Harlan, no relation to the general. "You're carrying the weight of the world," he said gently. Sarah opened up. "I feel underestimated, like my service means nothing." Dr. Harlan nodded. "Your strength is in your heart. Use it to heal, not just fight." At home, Ellen's health declined. A bad cough turned into pneumonia. Sarah nursed her, balancing care with her quest. "I'm proud of you," Ellen whispered one night. "But be careful, Brooks is powerful." Sarah kissed her forehead. "For Dad, for all of us." Support came from unexpected places. Tommy, the recruit, helped research, his youthful energy a boost. "You're a hero to me, ma'am." Injustice peaked at a Memorial Day parade. Brooks led the march, waving to crowds. Sarah watched from the sidelines, heart heavy. Later, at the picnic, he spotted her and sneered publicly. "Look, the killer sergeant, how's that count holding up? Bet it's all talk." Laughter from his circle, but others frowned. Sarah's face flushed, but she walked away, dignity intact. Inside, rage boiled, years of being overlooked, her sacrifices dismissed. She confided in Ray's again. "I have proof," she said over the phone, "but exposing it could ruin me." Ray's encouraged her. "Truth sets us free." Sarah's character grew. She trained harder, mentored more, showing resilience. A moment of doubt came during a storm, power out, alone with thoughts. "Am I strong enough?" she wondered. But memories of leading her unit through ambushes reminded her. Yes. The breaking point arrived at a private meeting Brooks requested. In his oak-paneled office on base, he loomed over her. "Drop this nonsense, or I'll make sure you're blacklisted." Sarah met his gaze. "You mocked me, but I've earned my stripes, have you?" He slammed his fist. "Get out." Shaken but unbroken, Sarah left, determination solidified. Community shifted. Townsfolk whispered support. Lisa organized a veterans group meeting where Sarah shared her story anonymously. Tears flowed as others recounted similar injustices. "We're with you," they said. Emotional beats hit, joy in solidarity, sorrow for losses. Sarah's journey to redemption neared, but challenges loomed. A leak of her findings to the press hinted at exposure, setting the stage for confrontation. Oak Ridge braced as Sarah approached the truth, her strength a beacon in the darkness. Summer heat blanketed Oak Ridge, the air thick with humidity and the buzz of cicadas. Sarah's home became a hub of quiet activity, friends dropping by with encouragement. Her mother's recovery brought hope. Ellen baked pies again, filling the house with sweet aromas. "You're my brave girl," she said, hugging Sarah. But the emotional toll mounted. Sarah lost weight, her eyes shadowed. The investigation yielded gold. A whistleblower, ex-Lieutenant Grant, contacted her. Over coffee in a suburban cafe, he shared files. Brooks faked reports to climb ranks. "I was there, good men died because of his ego." Sarah's heart ached for those lost. "Why now?" she asked. Grant sighed. "Guilt. And you're fighting for all of us." Character development deepened. Sarah reflected on her tour, the friends she buried, the children she protected in war-torn villages. She wrote letters to their families, finding peace in remembrance. At the gym, she inspired recruits with honest talks. "Strength isn't in numbers, it's in heart." Tommy graduated boot camp, crediting her. "You showed me real courage." Injustice escalated when Brooks retaliated. Rumors spread. Sarah was unstable, her kills exaggerated. A local paper ran a story questioning her record. Hurt, Sarah confronted the editor. "Check facts," she urged. Support grew, veterans rallied, picketing the paper. Lisa stood by her. "This is his fear showing." Emotional highs and lows, joy and unity, despair and betrayal. One night Sarah broke down, sobbing over old photos. "I gave everything," she whispered. Ellen comforted her. "And you'll get justice." Sarah's resolve hardened. She prepared a dossier, ready to present at a military review board. The reckoning came at a base symposium on leadership. Brooks spoke first, boasting achievements. Sarah was next, heart pounding. As she began, he interrupted. "This woman claims heroics, but her count's a joke." Murmurs rose. Sarah paused, calm. "General, my count is 23. Each one haunts me. But yours, let's talk about Operation Sandviper." The room silenced. She revealed evidence, documents, testimonies. "You claimed kills that were friendly fire covered up deaths," gasps echoed. Brooks blustered, "Lies," but Grant stood corroborating. Chaos ensued, officials intervened. Sarah's voice remained steady, her emotional strength shining. The twist built. Brooks' facade cracked, exposing decades of deceit. As the event ended, respect dawned in eyes once doubtful. Sarah walked out, head high, the weight lifting. But the full twist awaited, a satisfying turn that would seal her redemption. Oakridge hummed with change, Sarah's journey nearing its powerful close. Fall leaves painted Oakridge in reds and golds, a fitting backdrop for resolution. Sarah's dossier reached the review board, sparking an investigation. Days blurred into hearings, testimonies flowing like a river long dammed. Sarah testified calmly, recounting facts without bitterness. "I seek truth, not revenge," she said. Emotional depth showed, tears for lost comrades, pride in her service. Brooks fought back, lawyers spinning tales, but evidence mounted, more whistleblowers emerged, records unsealed. The town divided, some defended the general, others championed Sarah. At the diner, debates raged over coffee. Lisa rallied support. "She's one of us." Ellen, stronger now, attended hearings, her presence a rock for Sarah. Character arc completed. Sarah evolved from wounded to empowered, her strength forged in fire. She mentored Tommy, now deployed, via letters. "Stay true," she wrote. Reflections brought peace. She visited her father's grave. "I did it, Dad." The climax arrived at a final hearing in the community hall, the same place it began. Crowds packed in, tension thick. Brooks took the stand, defiant. "I've served honorably." But under questioning, cracks showed. Sarah's turn came. As he mocked her once more, "Your little count means nothing," she replied calmly. "My count is real, General. Each life weighed on me. But yours, fabricated to hide your failures. Here's the proof." She presented a recording from Grant, Brooks admitting the cover-up years ago. The room fell silent, stunned. Brooks' face paled, words failing. Officials ruled, his honor stripped, pension reduced. Justice served, not revenge, but truth exposed. The twist in the aftermath, Brooks approached Sarah privately. "I was wrong," he muttered, broken. "You earned respect." Sarah nodded. "We all sacrifice, learn from it." Redemption came for her, applause at the hall, a medal for integrity. Town healed, veterans united. Sarah returned home, Ellen waiting with open arms. "Proud of you." Peace settled, nightmares faded. She continued training, inspiring others. The story ended with Sarah jogging at dawn, free, her journey a testament to quiet strength. Oakridge remembered. One calm reply silenced doubt, earning lasting respect.